first at 5.
We start with breaking news this evening. Fort Wayne police thought they had the suspect who held up a Belmont beverage locked inside an apartment. It turns out, though, that he wasn't there. Good evening. I'm Heather Herron.
And I'm Brett Thomas. Initially, though, the police response was massive. News Channel 15's Alyssa Ivanson joins us live from the scene. So, Alyssa, what's happening there right now?
Well, the barricaded subject incident down here just west of downtown just wrapped up about 10 minutes ago. Police officers not really on the scene anymore. They went into the house that was in question and the suspect was not inside. Let me show you where everything was happening earlier today. This is the 400 block of West Brackenridge, right by the corner of Ewing, across from Parkview Field. Around 3 o'clock today, that's when officers got a tip that a possible armed robbery suspect was inside. I want to show you who they got a tip that might have been inside that house. One of these two men are suspects in the Belmont beverage robbery from last week. And so police acting on a tip came to the 400 block of West Brackenridge. But again, after emergency services teams were called out to the scene, they attempted to make contact several times. They did go inside and there was no suspect inside. But Officer Michael Joyner with the Fort Wayne Police Department joins us now. So explain why you still need to bring out the EST when you're acting on a tip, and sometimes it does result in an empty house.
Well, we're dealing with two individuals that we know to have been armed in a criminal act, an armed robbery. So we have to assume the worst, and we want to protect ourselves. We bring out the equipment and those units that have special training to provide us the best advantage of handling the situation accordingly.
And we heard them hailing the house and calling to somebody inside. They eventually did breach the house, is that right?
We entered the house and found no one there. And you know what? And as much as I hate to say this, being close to the baseball stadium, we struck out this time. But we had credible information that was provided us by the public, and this is why we put out those photographs. And it was credible. And unfortunately, we were probably a few minutes behind the suspect.
And so, again, if anybody has information about these two suspects, you still want tips?
We want tips on this particular incident and anything else. Provide us this information because it's critical in that whole investigative process.
Officer Michael Joyner, thank you so much for the update. Again, the police situation down here by Parkview Field, it has ended, and the suspect was not found yet today. But if you have any information about the men they're looking for in the Belmont beverage robbery, do give Crime Stoppers or police a call. Live downtown, Alyssa Ivanson, News Channel 15.